the TSA chief has been reassigned after a DOJ, Department of Justice investigation basically revealed that the TSA is very ineffective at determining whether or not someone is trying to smuggle weapons through security. Case in point, they found through tests, undercover tests, that they failed in 95% of cases in terms of detecting weapons. So in 67 out of the 70 tests, the TSA failed to detect potential weapons. Now, the acting
But Anna, they got him in 3 out of the 70. What more do you want?
No, but just think about this for a second, okay? You walk through the TSA, they're like, all right, let me jiggle it. Do you have any weapons in there? Oh, let me put my finger up your ass. Okay,
I hope
right?
not.
They're not literally putting their fingers up your ass in most cases.
Most cases.
In some cases, yes. But it's amazing that the Department of Justice does this undercover study to make sure that the TSA is doing what they're supposed to do, and sure enough, they fail to catch 95% of people trying to smuggle weapons through the security line.
Okay, so we're in the worst of all worlds. We're not any safer. I mean, if they can smuggle in weapons 95% of the time, that's pretty close to as unsafe as you can get. And at the same time, we get groped, we go through the machines. Don't worry, they're perfectly safe until 10 years from now they tell us they weren't perfectly safe. Now, I did TSA pre-check because I'm a good American citizen, right? As the right wing. So I got nothing to hide. So I did that whole thing. So now at least I don't get felt up and I go through the less X-rays, not the machine where they see you naked and then they laugh in the back room where they pretend that they're not seeing you naked or don't care that they're seeing you naked. Like me, they probably don't care. Some other folks, they care. And then, of course, we've done the stories where turns out they're snickering in the back room, they're saving the pictures, and then there's the people who are honestly from the LGBT community. I don't mean to throw dirt on them, just that happens to be the case because they keep telling you, no, it's okay, a woman inspects women. Yeah, duh, a certain percentage are LGBT, right? And they're not saints, everybody's the same, we're all human beings. Turns out in some cases, either with guys or women with women, we happen to cover a couple of women with women stories. Yeah, they fill you up. They work in tandem. Oh, she's hot. Tell, Sally. Sally goes over there and does some of the invasive stuff that Anna amply demonstrated earlier, right? So yeah, all that stuff happens and you're not any safer for it.
Exactly. In fact, this type of information is likely to make the TSA be more invasive when it comes to privacy than anything else. So let me tell you what happened to the acting administrator for the TSA. According to BuzzFeed, Melvin Carraway would be reassigned to another office within Homeland Security. Deputy Acting Administrator Mark Hatfield will lead the TSA until a new acting administrator is appointed. Okay, so stop there for a second. Oh, here's this official who's been very ineffective in doing his job. Do we fire him? Nah. Let's put him in another position within the Justice Department or the Department of Homeland Security.
Well, it's okay. He's now in charge of not catching terrorists. So he's going to nail it. Now, I always feel bad if we're advocating for somebody getting fired. And I don't know how they hid these weapons. I don't know, fair, unfair, I don't know, right? But it does seem like if you're wrong 95%, or you didn't do your job 95% of the time, if ever someone should get fired, that might be a decent time to do so.
In some cases, it's okay to advocate for someone getting fired. And I think that this is a perfect example of that. If 95% of the weapons were able to get through security, then you're not doing your job right. There's something going on, right? If anyone else was caught doing something or was as incompetent, they'd lose their jobs. It's that simple.
Can you imagine you just said, hey, Cenk, I'm going to co-host a show with you, but I'm just not going to show up 95% of the day.
I know, exactly.
Or I'm going to show up, but I'm not going to say anything 95% of the day.
Anna, I'm going to reassign you. You're no longer going to be the host of the second hour. You're going to be the host of another show on the network.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, look, what I'm worried about is they take this news and go, okay, great. As Anna said, it's just time to buckle up, right? Grab those plastic gloves and go to work on us. So I don't think this is good news in every way imaginable.
Yeah.
If anything, I think it's gonna get a lot more invasive.
You're gonna have to take off more than just your shoes when you're going through that security line.